What's going on? What's going on? It's your man Diamond K in here, of course, the Diamond K Show. And we've got special report here. Diddy, this is no surprise for folks that have been following what's been happening. No surprise here. Sean Diddy Combs arrested in New York City after obvious sex trafficking allegations and much more. Much more. The charges right now are unclear, but that's going to be coming to light very soon. So, arrested in New York. He was processed at 26 Federal Plaza in New York City. As I said, the exact charges are unclear. This is coming on the heels of years of allegations. Lot of things. A source says that the hip-hop mogul has fully cooperated and voluntarily came to New York in anticipation of these charges. Charges that we don't know just yet, but we're going to continue to follow that. So he was supposed to be arrested tomorrow, Tuesday, but the arrest ended up happening today. Now, of course, the attorney for Diddy is going to be like, what? My client? We are disappointed with the decision to pursue what we believe is an unjust prosecution of Mr. Combs by the U.S. Attorney's Office. The lawyer for Diddy wrote in a statement. Of course, Diddy is a music icon. He's a self-made man, an entrepreneur, a loving family man, a proven philanthropist who spent the last 30 years building an empire, adoring his children, and working to uplift the black community. Why is he being locked up? That's the whole spiel from the attorney. I mean, he's doing his job. That's what he's supposed to do, try to zealously defend your client. He continues, Sean Diddy Combs is an imperfect person, but is not a criminal. To his credit, Mr. Combs has been nothing but cooperative with this investigation, and he voluntarily relocated to New York last week in anticipation of these charges. Please remove your judgment until you have all the facts. These are the acts of an innocent man with nothing to hide, and he looks forward to clearing his name in court. So that's how they're laying it out. Sean Diddy Combs is innocent, imperfect. Now, what are these imperfections? I guess we're going to find out. They are talking about court. There is seemingly going to be a trial. This is going to be a fiasco. Of course, Sean Diddy Combs has been in the forefront of sexual misconduct allegations ever since ex-girlfriend Cassie sued him for rape and physical abuse almost a year ago, November of 2023. Now, Cassie alleged that the mogul started a pattern of abuse, including allegedly making her have sex with male prostitutes throughout their 10-year relationship. Disgusting. She alleged that Combs raped her in 2018 before they officially called it quits. Now, there's a lot of folks that have been throwing allegations at Diddy since Cassie made her claims. Now, there was some type of a settlement privately one day after it was filed. Combs at the time denied those allegations. Then a video of him physically abusing Cassie at a hotel in March of 2016 was released. So if you remember at the time, Diddy said, oh, this is all a lie. I did nothing wrong. He settles. Then this video comes out. What is he hiding now? Could he be hiding something else? Of course. What is it that they obtained during these searches of his homes? Something that led to his arrest. Now, going back, he spoke about the video days later on Instagram, the video of him assaulting Cassie in the hotel in March 2016, which we saw in May of 2024. Diddy said at the time of the video via Instagram in May of 2024, talking about his 2016 actions, my behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I am disgusted. So it's interesting, his choice of words, multiple times saying video, right? Like he said, only the stuff that you see right here, none of the other things that you may see later. He said that I went and I sought out professional help, started going to therapy and rehab, had to ask God for his mercy and grace. And some people ate that stuff up, right? At the time, we talked about it here on the show, and I was not, I just wasn't believing what he was saying. But I mean, you got to say something, right? Got to say something. Now, since Cassie's lawsuit last year, several other alleged victims have come forward. Joy Dickerson Neal, who claimed that Diddy raped and drugged her when she was a college student at Syracuse in the 90s. And there have been others. So Diddy taken into federal custody. He's taken to the Manhattan field office, FBI's Manhattan field office. Now, it appears that this action is in connection with the ongoing criminal investigation into alleged sex trafficking and other offenses. These other offenses led to search warrants being issued and executed at Diddy's homes in Beverly Hills and Miami. So Diddy, admittedly an imperfect person, but he has been taken into federal custody. I don't see this ending well for Diddy. This is not a state situation. This is the feds. And this arrest comes after a grand jury indictment. Now, ironically, just hours before the arrest, Diddy was confidently walking around New York with his son. He stopped and took selfies with some fans, ussies, all that kind of stuff. But originally, Diddy's arrest scheduled for Tuesday. Something happened causing the feds to move it a day earlier. And the U.S. Attorney Damian Williams says that the agents took him in based on a sealed indictment filed by the Southern District of New York. So this is going to be interesting. This is going to be interesting. So according to all reports, Homeland Security swooped in to a Midtown hotel late on Monday where Diddy was staying, and they arrested him. That is what they said about that. Now, there were some unconfirmed reports that the feds searched his hotel room. And from all accounts, this appears to be in connection with this ongoing criminal investigation of the sex trafficking and the other offenses. So over the last few months, it's been talked about, but I think maybe it dropped off the radar with a lot of other things that have been going on. A grand jury had been hearing testimony from various accusers over the last few months. So this thing that a lot of people thought was gone away or nothing was going to come of it has reached a point where Diddy has been arrested. We're going to continue to follow this as the story develops. We'll be back tomorrow for the 6 p.m. show to talk about what has come out at that time if new information is available. Very interesting. Diddy Combs, this saga in the 90s. If you had told me that we were going to reach this point, I would have been surprised. But the rapper, producer, the mogul has really, he's had some high points. And I think that he is going into a very, very low point. He has been subject to numerous civil lawsuits alleging abuse, sexual violence, sex trafficking. The charges in this indictment are not clear immediately, but we are going to find out that he was taken into custody around 9 p.m. Eastern Standard in the lobby of the Park Hyatt Hotel. And it has been reported that he knew this was coming. Well, that's why he was in New York for this. His arrest was first reported by the New York Times. Combs is 54 years old. And as many folks have, known for quite some time, he has been the subject of mounting allegations. Much of this started last November, almost a year ago, with the lawsuit filed by ex-girlfriend Cassie. So things have just progressed since then. Now, Combs pretty much remained quiet, settling that lawsuit with Cassie a day later. But then the floodgates opened. At least 7 more women and 2 men would subsequently come forward with civil claims of their own against the Bad Boy Records founder. Of course, in March, there was that federal raid with Homeland Security investigations. And that's with the homes that were in Miami and Los Angeles. Few details were shared at that time, but reports circulated that investigators were conducting a sex trafficking probe. Federal prosecutors in New York began interviewing witnesses about Combs' alleged criminal activity around that time. And the next step, we see Diddy has been arrested. He has repeatedly and vehemently denied wrongdoing, decried his accusers are trying to shake him down, trying to make a quick buck. His most recent accuser, Dawn Richard, former member of the group Diddy Combs, sued him just last week. And she accused him of sexual and verbal assault over a period of nearly 9 years, as well as withholding her rightful earnings, stealing her copyrighted works, and subjecting her to years of inhumane working conditions, which included groping, assault, and false imprisonment. So that is interesting. And I'm assuming that she has proof. Richard also said that she witnessed Combs physically abusing a number of women, including Cassie. Over the decades following his rise to fame, Mr. Combs' star-studded, larger-than-life persona overshadowed his vicious temper and persuasive acts of violence directed towards those in his inner circle, specifically women, her complaint stated. Now, of course, we talked about it days after Cassie filed her original lawsuit in November. 2 more women, Liza Gardner and Joy Dickerson-Neal, came forward with separate accusations of assault against Diddy. Gardner's complaint alleged that Combs and a friend violently, statutorily raped her when she was 16 years old. There are others. Combs addressed the mounting allegations for the first time that month. Enough is enough, he said. I've sat silently and watched people try to assassinate my character, destroy my reputation and my legacy, he said. But he ended this. I want to say this at the time. He said, "Let me be absolutely clear. I did not do any of the unlawful things that are being alleged," he said. He did not do any of the things that were being alleged. However, he went on to not only pay Cassie off, but he fessed up to, obviously, the actions that were taken in the video where he was shown assaulting Cassie. So I always thought that the path he was going to try to take was, I was on drugs or something like that during the time. And, you know, when he said that he seeked help and stuff like that, I was thinking that that's the path that he was going to try to go down. That was the defense that he was going to try to take. A fourth woman, a Jane Doe, alleged in December of 2023 in a lawsuit that she had been 17 when Combs and his inner circle trafficked her from Michigan to New York and gang raped her. Now, this is some of the kind of stuff that, not the gang rape as much, but some of this stuff is the kind of actions that has R. Kelly in jail. Now, Combs addressed those allegations for the first time that month in December, and he was talking about the people trying to assassinate his character and the allegations, and he didn't do anything wrong. In February of this year, music producer Rodney Lil Rod Jones filed his own sexual assault, trafficking, racketeering lawsuit against Diddy in federal court. Jones accused the mogul of groping him, secretly drugging him, and forcing him to solicit sex workers as the two worked on his Grammy-nominated album throughout 2022 and 2023. He told Rolling Stone late last month, that Diddy is a monster. Diddy is a monster. And he doesn't take no for an answer. He'll do whatever is necessary to get exactly what he wants. So another woman, Grace, sued him in April, while two more, Crystal McKinney and April Lampros, filed separate complaints in May. So attorneys for Lampros said that, "I'm confident that justice will prevail and the veil will be removed so that no other woman will have to endure what I did," she said through her attorney at that time. So the week before Lampros filed her complaint, CNN published that surveillance footage showing Diddy assaulting Cassie in that hotel room hallway in 2016. So Diddy claimed that he was disgusted when he did it, and he's disgusted now. In her own response to the video several days later, Cassie urged the public to believe victims of domestic abuse and sexual assault. "It takes a lot of heart to tell the truth out of a situation that you were powerless in," Cassie wrote. "I offer my hand to those that are still living in fear. Reach out to your people. Don't cut them off. No one should carry this weight alone," Cassie said. Now, I agree totally with Cassie. And another weird thing that happened in this case, in June, Derek Lee Cardello Smith, a Michigan prison inmate, accused Diddy of drugging and sexually assaulting him in a party in 1997, sentenced up to 75 years for first-degree sexual criminal conduct and kidnapping in an unrelated case. Cardelo Smith claims were dismissed as frivolous by Combs' lawyer, who insisted the two men never met. But the prison inmate was awarded $100 million in a default judgment earlier this month after Diddy failed to show up in court or file any response to his claims. The rapper was ordered by a judge to pay $10 million each month beginning October 1st for 10 months. That was just like mind-blowing. It marked the first sexual assault judgment against Combs since his legal troubles began with the Cassie lawsuit. Combs' attorneys vowed to fight the ruling, and that's where we are. Of course, the arrest of Diddy being the point. And so I don't know where this is going, but I have an idea. It's going to court. And there's a lot of folks with their hands out with a allegation. I think that there are going to be more people that come out with allegations, and where there is smoke, there is fire. Of course, everybody is innocent until proven guilty. But there is a lot to unpack here. Sean Diddy Combs. He is in a lot of trouble. Definitely wave of lawsuits. Let me know your thoughts, of course, in the comment section. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok at The Diamond K Show. Of course, onfirebroadcasting.com, on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe, DJ Diamond K. On Substack, DJ Diamond K. And, is he innocent? Is he guilty? Federal agents have Diddy in custody, the rapper turned music mogul. Bad Boy was such a major part of the 90s. And as you see with a lot of folks, we look at somebody like Elon Musk with money. It makes sometimes that money exposes who people really are. And you really just see a whole other side. So definitely let me know your thoughts, of course, in the comment section. And we'll be back here tomorrow with more on this and other things. Take care. Special report. See you guys tomorrow.